Hi. Welcome to the No Te Rindas Intermediate English Stories podcast. Este es un podcast para hispanohablantes que quieren mejorar su comprensión auditiva del inglés de los Estados Unidos. Soy tu presentador Goyo, un maestro que vive en Atlanta, Georgia, y soy de herencia mexicana. Una vez al mes presento una lección que enseña inglés utilizando una anécdota breve. Our longtime listeners will note that my brother Gabe is not on the show today. Gabe and I still talk weekly, but from now on, I will focus on one short story each episode all by myself. After today's quiz, I will make two big announcements. Please listen to them. Today, I will be mentioning types of cleaning products in my story, focusing on the way we wipe things. We wipe things, como limpiar cosas, superficies, etc. Do you know the difference between tissue, toilet tissue, paper towels, rags, shop towels, and the like? Those will be the focus. Let's start with two kinds of tissue. The kind for blowing your nose, el Kleenex o papel desechable, and the kind you find on a roll in the bathroom. When I was a child, the type for your nose was almost always called Kleenex. These days, I hear more and more people say tissue. Now, interestingly, this is the same word used to describe the various materials inside and on the exterior of your body. You can have Kleenex tissue, but you can also have muscle tissue and lung tissue. Now, I teach older children, about 12 years old, and in my classroom, they often ask me, "Do you have any tissue?" Or, "Do you have a tissue?" Toilet tissue, el papel higiénico, is described as a roll of toilet paper or a roll of toilet tissue. I think I hear toilet paper less frequently than when I was younger, and that tissue, again, is more de moda. The cardboard cylinder and the toilet paper together are called a roll when the tissue is on it, as in a roll of toilet paper. But when the paper is gone, the piece of cardboard that's left, the cylinder, is just called a tube. Paper towels are next on the list, o el papel de cocina. Many American kitchens have rolls of paper towels in them, but recently they have some competition. Sometime in the last 25 years, kitchen wipes have emerged. ¿Tienes paños o toallitas de limpieza en tu casa? These are less durable than cotton towels, o sea, trapos, but stronger than paper towels. And they come in a container, a big cylinder, that keeps them wet and a bit soapy. They kill germs. When my wife first started buying them, I hated them as a waste of money because I was accustomed to putting spray cleaner on paper towels and then using the paper towels to wipe to perform the same function. But now I rely on kitchen wipes just like she does. She has converted me. Finally, there are rags or towels. This would be like saying trapos versus toallas, but only if trapos in Spanish have a lower status than toallas. These days, rags can be purchased at the store, but they were originally just pieces of fabric from clothing that were too old to be worn anymore. I wore that dress until it was nothing but rags. Would be something a woman might say in, say, 1940 or 1940. Other vocabulary you will hear today. Dish rags o dishcloths. Dish rags or dishcloths. These are used to wash dishes or the mostradores in your kitchen or countertops. Dish rags would not be kept in bathrooms or in the garage of most homes. Shop towels. These are another necessity that used to come from old clothes. Now you can buy shop towels at the grocery store, near the brake fluid, motor oil, and other garage items. In English, we use the word shop as a noun to describe where repairs or carpentry are done. I guess it could be a shortened form of workshop or taller. I need some shop towels for my shop would be a perfectly legitimate sentence. The last cleaning item in today's story is bleach. Lo que siempre oigo como cloro, el cloro. Finally, today's mess will occur on a couch or sofá. On the sides of the couch are the armrests, o un reposabrazos. This will be relevant in today's anécdota. Enjoy the story. Jenny finished mixing the flour, sugar, and other ingredients in a bowl as her mother rose from the sofa to help her pour the mixture into 2 pans to place into the oven. The beep, beep, beep of their new oven told her that it was now hot enough to begin baking their chocolate cake. Jenny, 11 years old, loved assisting her mother in the kitchen. Perhaps one day she would be a baker or a chef on TV, like those shows that they watched together. Her mother set the timer and turned to Jenny. "Jenny, we are completely out of paper plates, toilet paper, and paper towels," she said. "I'm going to the store to pick up these items so that we can enjoy this cake when I return. I will try to be back before the cake needs to come out of the oven. Don't touch the oven while I'm gone, okay?" "Yes, Mama," she replied. Jenny sat down on the couch and opened her phone. An older girl on TikTok was showing how to apply a dark red lipstick. Jenny thought she was very pretty. Jenny wondered if she would ever be able to wear lipstick too. Her mother did not want her wearing any makeup for the near future, and arguing with her mom did not help. Suddenly, she heard a small sound come from the floor. Not quite metal, and not quite plastic. She looked down. It was her mother's lipstick. It had fallen from her purse onto the couch, apparently, when her mother grabbed her purse to go to the store. Jenny swallowed. Did she have time to put on some lipstick, like the girl in the video, but then clean it off of her face before her mother came home? Jenny checked the timer in the kitchen. It said 17 minutes. This was going to be easy. Jenny sat on the couch and removed the top of the lipstick. She turned the handle and watched the red material rise beautifully out of the tube. She was going to look so pretty. She opened her camera on her phone and placed the lipstick on her lips, looking at herself in selfie mode. At that moment, the disaster truly began. The lipstick began to fall out of the tube as she pushed down, drawing a long red line down the side of her cheek. The red cylinder of lipstick product from inside the tube began to fall towards the ground. Jenny panicked and tried to grab it. She hit it just perfectly so that it smacked her shirt and then the inside of the armrest of the couch. Jenny looked down in horror. Now there was a big red splotch or stain or glob of lipstick on the couch, as well as on her blouse. Jenny froze. What would she do? At that moment, Jenny began to realize the unique nature of her problem. Her mother had just left to go buy toilet paper and paper towels. How was she going to clean the stain before her mother came home, when there was nothing to wipe with? She ran into the bathroom off the kitchen. She found one toilet paper tube in the trash can and one little square of toilet paper attached to it. She ran to her own bedroom. No toilet paper. Even the trash can was completely empty. She ran to the kitchen. No paper towels, napkins, Kleenex, anything. She found some wipes, but they had "Now with bleach" in big blue letters on the label. She knew that bleach would ruin her couch because some bleach had spilled on her shoes last summer and made big white spots. Jenny took a breath and sat down in the kitchen. "You've got to think, Bean," she said to herself. Bean was the name that her mother sometimes called her. She looked at the timer. 12 minutes. She opened her phone. "Siri, how do I clean lipstick from the couch?" she said in a tight voice. A series of results popped up on her screen after Siri stopped talking. She scrolled until she found a brief YouTube video. In it, the man said to use a cotton cloth and warm water with dish soap to clean the stain. A cotton cloth. The timer now said 9 minutes. She opened the drawer where the dish rags were kept. It was empty. "You've got to think, girl," she exclaimed. Then she had an idea. She opened the kitchen door into the garage. On a shelf were a pack of shop towels. She read the package. 100% absorbent cotton, it stated in bold letters. These were perfect. She removed one towel and ran back inside. She started running the hot water in the kitchen sink and grabbed a bowl. She poured some dish soap into the bowl and then covered it with some hot water and stirred it with her finger. Tiny bubbles appeared, the water hot on her finger. She carried it carefully to the couch and placed it on the ground. She dipped the towel into the mixture and touched the stain with the wet towel. She started on the perimeter of the stain and worked towards the center, like the man had said to do in the video. She tried not to rub, because he had warned her not to. Slowly, the color of the couch began to return, although darker, because it was wet. She kept repeating the process, making the stain smaller and smaller, until it was no more than a wet, slightly soapy spot on the couch. She breathed in and smiled. She checked the timer in the kitchen. 5 minutes. She carried the soapy bowl back into the kitchen and returned to the garage with the rag, wanting to place it directly into the trash can. As she went to lift its lid, she dropped the rag. As she bent down to grab it, she noticed the lipstick stain that was still on her blouse. Oh no! She had forgotten all about it. She ran inside and changed her shirt. She squirted stain remover spray from the laundry onto the dirty shirt and buried it under several sheets and towels. She heard the garage door open. Her mother had returned. She took a breath and said to herself, "You got this, Bean," and returned to the sofa, calmly opening her phone. She sat with her leg covering the cleaned area of the armrest. She was only shaking a little bit. The car engine turned off, and she heard the door open. Her mother came in carrying 3 plastic grocery bags. She looked at Jenny and said, "It's almost time. Are you ready?" "Oh, yeah," replied Jenny, forcing enthusiasm into her voice. As Jenny entered the kitchen, her mother stared at her. "Jenny, is there something you want to tell me?" "Well, what do you mean, Mom?" she said back to her. "Jenny, go look at yourself in the mirror," her mother ordered. Jenny entered the bathroom and glanced at herself in the mirror. A long red streak started at her mouth and went down her cheek to her throat. Her mother approached, tearing the plastic on the toilet paper packaging. "I think you've been looking for this," she said, handing her a roll of toilet paper. Jenny tore off a few squares and began to wipe her face, tears forming in her eyes. The kitchen timer began to beep, signaling that the cake was ready to be taken out of the oven. "Come on, Bean," her mother said. "You can tell me all about it while we finish making this cake." Before I do the quiz, I want to thank our regular listeners and welcome my new ones. Today's loyal listeners come from all over the world. Thank you to 2 locations in Malaga, España for checking out my last podcast, as well as someone in the canton of Bern, Switzerland. On this continent, someone in Gualeguaychú, Argentina, thank you for finding me, as well as those in Lima, Peru, Guadalajara, Mexico, Phoenix, Arizona, and Glendale, California, USA. In Asia, listeners in Karaj, Alborz, Iran, and Hokkaido, Japan, gave the show a listen. Thank you. Finally, to the listener in Sevilla, España, resulta que voy a estar en España durante la semana del 10 de noviembre. Si quieres tomar un café y practicar un poco de inglés conmigo, me encantaría. Busca mi dirección de email en noterrindaspodcast.us. Thank you to all. All right, it's time for the quiz. Question number 1. What 2 cleaning products does Jenny's mother go to the store to buy? A. Shop towels and wipes. Or B. Paper towels and toilet paper. If you guessed paper towels and toilet paper, that is correct. Question number 2. Where does Jenny find something to clean the lipstick on the armrest of the couch? A. She finds shop towels in the garage. B. She finds dish rags in the kitchen. Or C. she finds toilet paper in the bathroom. If you guessed A, she finds shop towels in the garage, that is indeed where Jenny found something to clean the mess with. Nice job. All right, earlier I mentioned I have 2 announcements. Here they are. So doing this show provides me with a lot of joy, but there are talents that I wish to use that would not benefit the show. Therefore, I'm starting a new show, and very soon. Do you have children at home that would benefit from learning English? In December of 2025, I am introducing a new YouTube program called Where Does Gary Go? Where Does Gary Go? Like this podcast, it will tell stories, but it will also use original songs, animation, and curriculum to help children to get started in their learning of English without difficulty. It is musical, colorful, humorous, and entertaining. I have many listeners that are loyal to this show. You know me. Please tell others with children in elementary school about Where Does Gary Go? On YouTube in December of 2025. Finally, next month is the month of Halloween. This means that I get to write a new scary story to teach a bit of English. Last year's Halloween episode was quite a hit, so I will be reposting it in 2 Sundays here in September. But a new cuento de terror will come out in October of 2025. I hope you enjoy it. Please watch for the next episode of No Te Rindas Intermediate English Stories podcast on the first Sunday of every month. If you wish to support this show, go to patreon.com/No Te Rindas podcast. Thanks for listening.